Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs of 16th of October. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. For Hindi current affairs, please subscribe to GKToday Hindi channel. And for infographics related to current affairs series, please follow the Twitter account. The link is given in the description. Now, let's start. First question is, who has become the first black woman to win the 2019 Man Booker Prize for Fiction? Right answer is Bernardine Evaristo. So in London, Margaret Atwood and Bernardine Evaristo have jointly won the 2019 Man Booker Prize for Fiction for their novels. So Margaret Atwood won the award for the Testament novel and Bernardine Evaristo won the award for Girl, Woman, Other novel. Now it should be kept in mind that the rule of Booker Prize says that the prize must not be divided, but the judges insisted that they could not separate the two works. So with this, it was jointly awarded to these two ladies, and Margaret Atwood is the oldest ever Booker winner. On the other hand, Bernardine Evaristo is the first black woman to win this award since its creation in 1969. That means this award was started in 1969. Now, if we talk about few other women, recently Mithali Raj became first woman to complete 20 years in international cricket. In men's cricket, Sachin Tendulkar has longest cricketing career. Apart from her, recently Kanchan Chaudhary Bhattacharya passed away. She was first women DGP of India. DGP stands for Director General of Police. First IPS officer is Kiran Bedi. At present, she is the LG of Puducherry. Recently, Puducherry was in news as it got the full member status from BCCI. BCCI stands for Board of Control for Cricket in India, and Saurav Ganguly is going to be the next BCCI president. BCCI was also in news as recently Kapil Dev resigned from the post of Chief of BCCI Cricket Advisory Committee. Apart from that, BCCI was also in news as Baiju became Team India's new sponsor partner. Baiju replaced Oppo. BCCI was also in news as recently it provided title sponsorships rights to Paytm. Next question is, which airline has become the world's first airline to use a taxi boat on A320 aircraft? Right answer is Air India. So Air India has become the first airline in the world to use a taxi boat on the aircraft A320. Taxi boat is a robotic used aircraft tractor. So it will be helpful for getting the aircraft from parking bay to runway without starting it. As you can see in picture, the tractor will pull the aircraft and therefore aircraft will not have to use its own fuel. So this will be used to bring aircraft from parking bay to runway and then after deboarding of passengers from runway to back to parking. At present, Air India CMD is Ashwini Lohani. Air India was also in news as recently in Madhya Pradesh, Air India launched state's first international flight from Indore to Dubai, and the name of Indore airport is Devi Ahilyabai Holkar International Airport. Now, if we talk about MP, that is Madhya Pradesh, recently MP was in news because of Kishore Kumar Samman. It is an initiative of Government of Madhya Pradesh and recently this award was given to Priyadarshan. Apart from that, Madhya Pradesh was also in news as recently Rashtriya Sanskriti Mahotsav, that is National Cultural Festival held in Madhya Pradesh in Jabalpur. It was organized by Ministry of Culture. Madhya Pradesh was also in news as recently Madhya Pradesh appointed Govinda as brand ambassador to promote tourism in the state. In addition to that, state is also organizing City Walk Festival to promote tourism. Next question is, which Indian shutler clinched the men's single title at 2019 Bahrain International Series Badminton? Right answer is Priyanshu Rajawat. So Indian shutler Priyanshu Rajawat has won men's single title at 2019 Bahrain International Series Badminton. In women's title, Ira Sharma finished second. that means she won the silver medal. While in case of mixed pair, Juhi and Venkat Prasad finished on the top. So in men's, Priyanshu Rajawat, in women's, Ira Sharma won silver. In case of mixed, Juhi and Venkat Gaurav Prasad won the gold medal. Now if we talk about Bahrain, it is a West Asian country and the capital of Bahrain is Manama. Recently Bahrain was in news as Bahrain sprinter Salwa Eid Nazar became the first women athlete from Asia to win 400 meter gold in the World Athletics Championship. This championship held in Doha. Doha is the capital of Qatar. If we talk about Qatar, Qatar is the host of FIFA World Cup. This year, Women's FIFA World Cup held in France. It was won by USA. Qatar was also in news as in 2019 Qatar left OPEC. The headquarters of OPEC is in Vienna, and recently Ecuador announced its withdrawal from OPEC from 2020. Vienna is the capital of Austria, and as per Global Livability Index, Vienna is on top position. The index was prepared by EIU, that is Economic Intelligence Unit, and as per this index, India's Delhi is on 118th position. Vienna is also the headquarters of IAEA, that is International Atomic Energy Agency, and recently the chief of International Atomic Energy Agency, Yukiya Amano, passed away. He was from Japan. If we talk about Japan, Japan is the host of Tokyo 2020 Summer Olympic Games, and recently India announced that India will have first ever Olympic hospitality house during Tokyo Games. Next question is, on which date the 2019 edition of International Day of Rural Women is observed? Right answer is 15th of October. So International Day of Rural Women is observed on 15th of October, and the theme is Rural Women and Girls Building Climate Resilience. So 15th of October is International Day of Rural Women. On the other hand, 11th of October is International Day of Girl Child. Answer in comment box what was the theme of this day this year. And recently, on the occasion of International Day of Girl Child, Aisha Khan from Gorakhpur became the British High Commissioner for a day. Aisha Khan is from UP. UP stands for Uttar Pradesh, and recently Uttar Pradesh was in news as the state launched Mukhyamantri Kanya Sumangal Yojana. So this is a scheme for girl empowerment. The state was also in news as it launched Dastak campaign for acute encephalitis syndrome and Japanese encephalitis. Uttar Pradesh was also in news as it is the host of 2020 Defense Expo. Next question is, Alexei Leonov, who passed away recently, was the legendary cosmonaut of which country? Right answer is Russia. So Alexei Leonov, the legendary Russian cosmonaut, passed away recently. In 1965, he created history by becoming the first human to conduct a spacewalk. If we talk about Russia, recently Prime Minister Modi became the first Indian Prime Minister to visit Far East Russia in Vladivostok. Russia was also in news as recently Russia launched first Arctic train service named Jaren Gold. If we talk about Arctic region, recently MOSIC mission was in news. It stands for Multidisciplinary Drifting Observatory for the study of Arctic climate. And recently, India's Vishnu Nandan became the first Indian to be the part of this researchers team for this Arctic expedition. That means he is the only Indian in this researchers team for this MOSIC mission. He is from Kerala. Recently, Kerala was in news as Kerala High Court ruled that right to access internet is part of fundamental right to education and right to privacy under Article 21 of Indian Constitution. Now answer in comment box, fundamental right to education is a part of which article of Indian Constitution? Next question is, who is the newly appointed president of Indian Pharmaceutical Alliance? Right answer is K. Satish Reddy. So K. Satish Reddy, the chairman of Dr. Reddy's, has been appointed as the president of Indian Pharmaceutical Alliance. If we talk about few other appointments, recently MasterCard India appointed Vikas Verma as Chief Operating Officer. If we talk about MasterCard, recently MasterCard was in news as Visa, MasterCard, Stripe and eBay all quit Facebook's Libra Libra is a virtual currency project of Facebook. Now, if we talk about Facebook, recently Reliance and Facebook started Digital Udan campaign. It is a digital literacy drive. If we talk about Reliance, Mr. Mukesh Ambani is the chairman of Reliance Industries Limited. And as per the Forbes Rich List 2019, Mukesh Ambani is the richest Indian. On second position, Gautam Adani is there, and the third position is occupied by Hinduja brothers. Next question is, which Indian economist has won the 2019 Nobel Economics Prize for study on poverty? Right answer is Abhijit Banerjee. So Indian American Abhijit Banerjee and his wife Esther Duflo and Michael Kramer have jointly won the 2019 Nobel Economics Prize for their experimental approach to alleviate poverty. Esther Duflo is the second woman to be awarded a Nobel Prize in economics after Elinor Ostrom, and she is the youngest person ever to receive economics prize. Next question is, who has been appointed as new Union Law Secretary? Right answer is Anup Kumar. So Anup Kumar has been appointed as new Law Secretary. He has been appointed on contractual basis till 2023. At present, he is the District and Sessions Judge in Delhi's Kadkarduma courts. Now, as per the officials, it is first time that a sitting judge has been appointed as Law Secretary. So Mr. Anup Kumar has been appointed as Law Secretary. If we talk about few other important secretaries, Principal Secretary to Prime Minister is Mr. P.K. Mishra. Cabinet Secretary is Mr. Rajiv Gaba. Previously he was Home Secretary. Present Home Secretary is Mr. Ajay Kumar Bhalla. Present Finance Secretary is Rajiv Kumar. Present Foreign Secretary is Mr. V.K. Gokhale. Present Defense Secretary is Mr. Ajay Kumar. Former Defense Secretary was Sanjay Mitra. And recently, Government of India appointed a 3-member committee for the bifurcation of Jammu and Kashmir, and Mr. Sanjay Mitra is the head of this committee. If we talk about Jammu and Kashmir, so Jammu and Kashmir will be bifurcated into 2 union territories on 31st of October. Next question is, which Indian Armed Forces has recently organized Sangam Youth Festival? Right answer is Indian Army. So the Sangam Youth Festival has been organized by Indian Army in Jammu and Kashmir to spread the message of peace, prosperity and communal harmony. If we talk about Indian Army, present Army Chief is General Bipin Rawat, and recently he was appointed as the new chairman of Chief of Staff Committee. The previous chairman was Air Chief Marshal Birender Singh Dhanova, and he retired recently. So new Air Chief Marshal is Rakesh Kumar Singh Bhadoria. If we talk about Indian Air Force, 8th of October is celebrated as Air Force Day, and recently Indian Air Force was in news as it inaugurated resurfaced runway at India's easternmost village, Vijayanagar, in Changlang district of Arunachal Pradesh. You can see the location of Vijayanagar, so it is India's easternmost village. Next question is, who has been elected as new president of Tunisia? Right answer is Kais Saied. So Mr. Kais Saied has been elected as the new president of Tunisia. If we talk about Tunisia, it is North African country. The capital of Tunisia is Tunis. Tunisia shares border boundary with Mediterranean Sea, and Strait of Gibraltar connect Mediterranean Sea with Atlantic Ocean. Now we are going to cover important news. First is related to Section 144. First news is related to Section 144. So recently, Uttar Pradesh administration has imposed Section 144 in Ayodhya in the anticipation of simmering tensions. So it is a section of CRPC, that is Criminal Procedure Code 1973. And this Section 144 of CRPC authorizes the executive magistrate of any state or territory to issue an order to prohibit the assembly of 4 or more people in an area. So recently it was imposed in J&K also, and now it has been imposed in Ayodhya to maintain the law and order. Next is Sangam Youth Festival. We have already covered this. It was organized by Indian Army in Jammu and Kashmir to spread the message of peace and harmony. Next is India Mobile Congress. So it is the largest mobile technology event in South Asia. It was organized by Department of Telecommunications along with Cellular Operations Association of India. So this event held in Delhi. Next news is related to PMC Bank. So now PMC Bank customers can withdraw up to 40,000. Recently RBI enhanced the limit. Previous limit was 25,000. PMC stands for Punjab and Maharashtra Cooperative Bank. Next is first airline in the world to use taxi boat on commercial Airbus flight. We have already covered this news in our quiz and answer is Air India. And the CMD of Air India is Ashwani Lohani. Next news is related to Gujarat. So Gujarat have framed new port policy to boost infrastructure and to attract investment. The Chief Minister of Gujarat is Mr. Vijay Rupani, and Gujarat was recently in news as first dinosaur museum park was started in Gujarat. Next news is related to IRCTC. So recently IRCTC made debut in stock market. IRCTC is only entity authorized by Indian Railways to provide catering services and sell railway tickets online and packaged drinking water in railway stations. Recently RPF, that is Railway Protection Force, launched Operation Thrust. Next is One Nation, One Tag, FASTag. So at Indian Mobile Congress, Mr. Nitin Gadkari inaugurated One Nation, One FASTag scheme. The scheme will be effective from 1st of December. 1st of December is also celebrated as World AIDS Day. Using the FASTag, the vehicles will be able to travel across the country without having to worry about paying cash at toll plaza, because the cash will be automatically deducted with the help of FASTag. Next news is related to Rajasthan. So recently Rajasthan government has decided to discontinue pensions to those which were detained during emergency. That means previously pension was provided to those persons who were detained during emergency. Now Rajasthan government has decided to discontinue it. Next is related to Raitu Bharosa scheme. So it is a scheme of Andhra Pradesh government. As for this scheme, financial assistance will be provided to farmers. Next is GRAP. GRAP stands for Credit Response Action Plan. It was in news because it will be implemented in Delhi NCR to control the pollution. So GRAP lists the measures to curb air pollution. For example, if pollution is of level 1, then these things will be done. If pollution is of level 2, then these things will be done, and then so on so. So it is a kind of SOP, that is Standard Operating Procedure to curb pollution. Next is L2 Pro India. So recently DPIIT, that is Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, launched L2 Pro India on intellectual property rights. L2 Pro stands for Learn to Protect, Secure and Maximize Your Innovation. So DPIIT is under Ministry of Commerce. Now it is responsible for internal as well as external trade. Next news is related to CIBIL Alert. So recently CIBIL launched this facility to give real-time alerts on changes in customers' credit profile. So customers will get real-time notification whenever there is a change in their credit score. Next is IIT Madras collaborated with ExxonMobil for energy and biofuel research. Recently Rajasthan became the first state in India to implement biofuel policy. Next is related to FD Health. So it was launched by ICICI and it is India's first fixed deposit with critical illness insurance. So it is FD plus critical illness insurance. Next is Dutch King and Queen in India. So King William Alexander and Queen Maxima are on visit to India. Next is, we have already covered this thing in our quiz. Kais Saied became the new president of Tunisia. The capital of Tunisia is Tunis. Next is Duke of Cambridge is on official visit to Pakistan. The Prime Minister of Pakistan is Imran Khan, and the Kartarpur corridor between India and Pak will be inaugurated by Indian Prime Minister on 8th of November. Next is sanctions on Turkey. USA has imposed sanctions on Turkey. Recently Turkey was in news because of Operation Peace Spring. Answer in comment box, what is it? Next is Nepal and China has decided to remeasure the height of Mount Everest. Recently Chinese President Xi Jinping was in Nepal. Next news is related to Kamini Roy. Recently her 155th birth anniversary was celebrated, and she was the first woman to graduate with honours in British India. She got a degree in Sanskrit from Bethune College. Now answer in comment box. Bethune College is associated to which social reformer? Next is Suli. So the South Korean pop star and actress Suli was found dead at her home. Next is Pranjal Patil. So she is first blind IAS officer to take charge as sub-collector. She took charge as the sub-collector of Thiruvananthapuram in Kerala. She is the first blind IAS officer. Next is World Standards Day. It was celebrated on 14th of October and the theme was Video Standards Create a Global Stage. Next is Anil Kumble has been appointed as the head coach of Kings 11 Punjab. Next is related to Simone Biles. We have already covered this thing in our last quiz. She broke the record for most world medals won by any gymnast. Next is Bahrain International Series. We have already covered this thing in our today's quiz. Next news is related to Booker's Prize. It was also covered in our first question itself. Next is World Students Day. So it was celebrated on 15th of October. Every year, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's birth anniversary is celebrated as World Students Day. In 2010, United Nations had declared October 15 as World Students Day. Dr. Kalam was the 11th President of India. Next news is International Day of Rural Women. It was on 15th of October. So these were the most important current affairs of the day. If you appreciate our efforts, please share this video. Thank you.